Good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you very much. I had a procedure on Friday, but everything went well. It was a brutal preparation night prior to the surgery, but
Oh, okay.
they were testing my colon, and everything is okay.
Oh, great,
I'm
great.
all good. Yeah, so I was very
Oh, that's
very
great to
pleased
hear.
about that. Given the torturous Thursday night I spent. Okay, so we had talked about the reviewing the R and some R combinations. Um, and so there's a specific. So going back to the R, it's been a while since we talked about R. I think generally your R is pretty good when you make the R, and just for my own benefit because it doesn't matter. When you make the sound, is your tongue tip up or down?
Tip.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. I'm
Maybe
just curious.
maybe up. I don't know.
Like I said, it can be down, it can be up. The only thing, and just to review, the three necessary components for making a good, solid American R.
Yeah.
Number one, our teeth need to be together, not touching, but close.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
I pull my teeth apart, you just can't do it, right? You just can't do it. So they just have to be close, not touching necessarily. And then the other thing is we're pulling our tongue back, right? But we're not, whether it's our tongue tip or the back of our tongue, we're not allowing it to touch anything, right?
Yeah.
Air must be able to flow over our tongue and through our mouth, okay? And then the third thing, yes. So the second and third rule are kind of combined. Air needs to be flowing through, and that means our tongue cannot be touching either down or up, right? Tongue tip, any other part cannot be touching. Those are the three things that are very, very important. Whether your tongue tip is up or down is irrelevant, right? Tongue tip up or tongue tip down sounds the same. I can do it both ways.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we are talking about, let's first talk about the OR because I think this tends to be tricky. What we're talking about here is it's a combination. So it qualifies as a vowel because it's its own sound. There's no vowel coming before the R necessarily. And when we get to the other combinations, maybe you'll understand a little bit better what I mean. We're making these two mouth movements at the same time. So we're rounding our lips out or at the same time we're articulating an R sound. Or.
Yeah.
Correct. That's exactly right. And now I want to talk about some specific patterns before we do these practice words. And this one, so first of all, or is going to be at the beginning, is either going to be in a one syllable word, right? With OR somewhere in there, one syllable. Always going to be an OR combination with one exception. I'll talk about that. Or it's going to come at the beginning of a multi-syllable word. It's going to be at the very front. And sometimes, now you'll notice here, forecast, foreign, with FOR specifically, we have to worry about, is it an unstressed or stressed syllable? For example, forest, forecast, foreign, the example they give here, it's the beginning of the word, but those are stressed syllables. On the other hand, forget is an example of where it's at the beginning, but it's a schwa R because that's an unstressed syllable, right? Okay, and then the last combination I want to talk about, WOAR, is always going to be or combination. War, warm, warning, warrant, right? It's going to be that OR combination. I can't think of an exception where it is some other sound. So it's not going to be war, it's going to be war. Warning. So let's go ahead and just do these practice words and just make sure that our or is correct. I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, you might not remember. I did it once before with you, I think, but of course, like it's good to revisit. I just wanted to, yeah.
We have covered this. Yeah, you're right. We've covered this. Absolutely. It's not new information. Right.
Right. Yeah. Okay. More, board, cord, born, chore, normal, lord, war, core, horrible.
Horrible. Good.
Yeah. So sure, right? This I.
Correct. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Horrible. Forest. Forecast. Door. For. Court. Foreign. Shore. Formal. Before. Dinosaur. Store. Short. North. Poor.
Outstanding. Okay, yeah. No, so not surprising. That sounded very, very good. Exactly. And
Great.
I do like, and as you point out here, a lot of people will say horrible. I really do like that schwa, horrible, right? Is very, very good on your part to remember that. Okay, everything else sounded great. So let's talk about now schwa. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll go on to talk about all the other vowel R combinations.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
now here, what we're talking about here. So the schwa R is just like any other schwa. What they're saying is any vowel before an R can become a schwa R. Now, mechanically, what are we talking about? Mechanically, all we're doing here is we're making a longer R sound. So it's just right? An R sound with for maybe a little bit more of a beat, right? And so this will happen in WOR in any one syllable word is going to be a schwa R, always, right? Can't think of an exception. You notice here world, word, work, right? A war is WAR. So anytime you see WOR, you can almost rest assured worm, worry, work, word, world, tons of words I can't even think of at the top of my head, but I can't think of an exception where it's some other.
Yeah.
So that's one. The other thing we have to think about here is at the end of a word, right? If we're talking about whether it's OR, whether it's AR, ER, OR again, we're usually talking about a schwa R. It's going to be some kind of just the regular R sound. And are there exceptions? Military, secretary, at the end of a word, but there's some kind of syllable coming after, right?
Oh yeah, that's
so
right.
it's not technically the last sound. If it's the last sound in a word, then we're usually going to make it a schwa R if it's the last sound.
Right.
And I'm talking about syllable, right? So it's not the last sound here. We've got a D obviously here, but it's the last syllable. These are only one syllable words, right?
Right.
So same likewise here and here. It's not the last sound technically. It's the last vowel sound in that syllable. And schwa R qualifies as a near vowel. Okay, so all we're doing here is nice and tight. Just an extended R sound. Let's give it a try.
Okay. Word, color, third, urgent, world, consider, bird, current, learn, eastern, waiter, sure, over, standard, trader, work.
Outstanding. Yes. Okay. And I do want to point to, I think, no, hold on. Let me pull up the right.
So many tabs.
Yeah, I know. I have so much stuff up. All right. Now I'm looking for the schwa R practice sheet. Here we go. All right. I thought I had this up. I just want to, just to give you an idea. And director is a good example of what I'm talking about. Anytime we have, now there can always be two schwa R's, as is the case here, But any second vowel R combination in a word is always going to be a schwa R. And I think maybe a better example would be right here, number 10, 11 rather. Perfect example.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Horror. Yeah.
Horror, exactly, and terror. But the
Yeah.
second vowel R combination is always a schwa, right? So this could be a schwa R. It's not in either of those cases, right? We've got an OR and a short E here, but it doesn't matter because whatever those are, this one is always going to be schwa R, second one. Okay,
Yeah.
no matter what the first one is. Okay. And so those are really good examples of what I'm talking about there. So there'll never be any confusion about that second vowel R combination that occurs in some word. Now let's take a look at, so your schwa R sounded great. Let's take a look at this PDF. Now, I'm sure I've shared this with you. I'll share it with you again. We have this. So we just spent some time here and here. So let's talk about these other vowel R most common vowel R combinations at the end of words is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Here we've got the lax A followed by R. Now the important thing with these other four, these two are combinations. So we're articulating the vowel at the same time as the R. So it's not really separate. The key with the other four is that we want to articulate the vowel sound independent of the R. Okay? It's its own vowel. They're not combinations, they're blends, right? So it's car, bar, right? I'm making the vowel, right? Over here, short E followed by R, fair, pair. We're articulating the vowel like fear and wire. I'm making a vowel before I make the R. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, like flip side is you're not going to be saying for, door.
Correct. That's exactly right. Yes, that's a great point. Exactly right. You're not articulating any type of vowel here because it's part of the R. Great.
Yeah.
Exactly. You understand perfectly. Okay, that's exactly right. So we're going to go through all of these and we have time, but let's start with the ones we haven't covered. Let's start with R, car, far, and so on.
Okay. Car, far, star, marble, market, target, jaguar.
Jaguar.
Jaguar. Okay. Okay. So it's not the YU sound. Yeah. Jaguar. Okay. Yeah.
But
Like
make
it's
that
probably.
R. But I want to hear that R at the end of the word
Okay.
jaguar.
Jaguar. Yeah.
There you go.
Start. Bargain. Heart. Park. Remark. Harpoon. Particle.
Yeah, we were doing a flat that T particle.
Particle. Starve. Yard. Bark. Garden. Garlic. Party. Card. Smart. Hard. Garbage. Tarp. Dark. Marsh. I always confuse like which one. Marsh.
We're gonna do normally most people do a shorty here, marshmallow.
Okay. Marshmallow. Yeah.
Correct. Okay, but the AR, outstanding. That's exactly how I want to hear it. Nicely done. Okay, let's move to short E followed by R. We want to make that vowel before before the R sound. Fair, hair. Okay, so let's give it a try.
Okay. Fair, hair, bear, where, square, aquarium, share, where, compare, rare, pair, parent, stairs, careless, dare, glare, canary,
Canary.
canary.
That's right.
Okay.
Cannery. Cannery is Cannery.
Okay. What that means?
Like a cannery is like where they put fish in a can, basically, like
Okay.
tuna and sardines and what have you.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
cannery.
Okay.
But a
Okay.
canary is that little yellow bird, like a parakeet that you keep in
Yeah,
your.
yeah, yeah. Then
Yeah,
this A is schwa. The first A is schwa.
correct. And the second one is a short E. That's right.
Okay. So,
Canary.
oh, okay. Yeah. So where is the A? Oh, okay. So AIR. Yeah, sound like AIR. Yeah, okay. Canary.
That's right.
Canary. Okay. Yeah. Software. Dairy. Millionaire. Aware. Scare. Careful. Airplane. Barefoot. Stationary.
Stationary.
Stationary. Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Stationary. Hairy. Yeah.
Okay. Now, very good. That's exactly, that sounded perfect, perfect. Now, this ARY happens a lot at the end of words. I'm thinking stationary, secretary, military, tributary. I mean, I could go on and on. You're usually going to be looking at a short E vowel sound in those situations. Words that end with ARY. You can pretty much count on it being a short E. Um, okay. All right. Yeah. And then we had a couple of examples: canary, stationary. I just gave you a bunch, right? Secretary, military, mortuary. I mean, you
Yeah.
can go on and on and on. But you're probably looking at a short E vowel sound. Okay. Great job. Great job. Now, here and here, we're emphasizing, these are long vowels, so we're emphasizing that Y before the R.
So stationary, military, and yeah, just because
Secretary,
secretary,
missionary,
missionary.
obituary. You like,
Okay,
I mean, I go on and on and on with
sure.
examples.
Yeah, yeah. Because like I think I've been pronouncing Ari most of the time. Yeah. So Ari,
Or I get a lot of military, I get all kinds of things, but you're pretty much
Ari.
guaranteed that it's going to be a short E vowel sound there in those
Okay.
situations. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, yeah. And okay. So again, with long E and long I, we're emphasizing that Y sound before the R, right? Fear, wire. So let's
Yeah.
start with long E sound here.
Fear, near, dear, weird, gear, dear, volunteer, here, steer, rear, peer, peer, cashier, hemisphere, cereal, cereal.
Cereal, yeah.
Yeah. So this C E R, this one, yeah. The first three
Yeah,
letters are cereal.
the
Yeah.
cereal, and you don't cereal, right? You don't really hear it as much as you do in the other ones, but it's there. Cereal.
Cereal. Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. Spearmint. Not the spearmint. Spearmint.
Spearmint, yeah.
Yeah. Cheer. Ear. Earring. Mountaineer. Pioneer. Steering. Um, clearly.
Yeah.
Fearless. Clear. Yearbook. Sheer.
Correct. Beautiful. Yeah. And again, sometimes like cereal is a great example where it occurs at the beginning. You might not hear it because now you've got this syllabic L situation that kind of
Correct.
you kind of hear it a little bit more, but it's there regardless. Okay, if you're closing your vowel sound properly. All right, that sounded terrific. And then we'll just finish up with wire, tire, a little bit easier in this one.
Okay, wire, yeah, tire, liar, expire, entire, vampire,
Vampire.
yeah,
Yes,
vampire, yeah,
we're going to give it secondary stress there.
yeah, fire, higher, pillars,
Pliers.
okay, pillars, pliers,
Pliers, there you go.
pliers, yeah, pliers, dryer, dyer, higher, ad, admire, spire, flyer, umpire, tired, wired, hired. That what we did.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is when I was like, I earn money.
yeah. I earn. Yeah, yeah. You because like
I earn.
you messaged me like with the I like kind of I earn. Yeah, fisherman, fireman, retire, wireless, um, irony.
Beautiful.
Yeah, fire, conspire, tax fire,
Pacifier. And you,
pacifier, pacifier. Yeah,
yeah. And you pronounced irony perfect. Exactly right. Iron, irony. That's exactly
yeah.
right. Good. So remember that because it is a common word, iron, right? So,
Right,
but,
right.
but outstanding. I love what I heard. I think that R is really good. And in these vowel combinations, I think the great thing about what we covered, and we covered all of them, is the discussion about these patterns that you can look for, right? At
Yeah,
the end of a
yeah.
word, probably a schwa R, this ARY usually being a shorty. Those are some really common patterns that you can look for. What I thought tomorrow is that we would review some linking long vowels, something not new information necessarily, but a
That's
concept that
fine.
we have not covered yet. So we'll probably do that for the next two sessions beginning tomorrow.
All right.
But I thought this was a great review. Do you need me to share this with you again, or do you have it?
Oh, I have. Oh, I think all of them. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe not American R.
Oh, okay. I'll share that with
Because
you on the.
that was too basic, so I didn't
Well,
do it. But of course, like it's a kind of that's a starting point, right? Yeah, yeah.
I'll go ahead and share it with you since we haven't covered it yet. And then I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, bye.